movies are pretty great. Really. In a year full of hot takes, negative criticism, and wars within fandoms, it's important to remember that we're all pretty darn lucky we get to enjoy fantastic movies every year. This list is far from definitive, but these are the moments from 2019 that reminded us movies are a joy. But please keep in mind, these are all massive spoilers.
Shazam.
Wait, for real?
Say, okay!
Shazam?
Shazam is a breath of fresh air in DC's cinematic lineup. Everything before it had been so serious and dark, but Shazam is a joyous celebration of a childhood fantasy turned reality, which made it oh so satisfying when the Man of Steel himself showed up as a favor to a schoolboy somewhere in Philly, especially considering Cavill's weird status as Superman. Ari Aster loves to shock us, whether it be through the confirmation of demons, uncomfortable family dinners, or a trip to Sweden. He just revels in getting under our skin, which is why we shouldn't have been surprised with the entirety of that cliff scene in Midsommar. But when that first cliff dive finally happens, you can't help but watch between the slits in your hands planted firmly over your eyes. So gross. Ugh.
잠깐. 제시카 외동딸 일리노이 시카고 과선배는 김치모 그는 이사촌.
Speaking of train wrecks we can't help but look at, Bong Joon-ho's upstairs-downstairs thriller left us writhing in our skin at the sheer cruelty and cleverness of those striving toward success or those trying to stay there. The first half of Parasite felt oddly like a heist film, but then that discovery of a second family hidden in a secret compartment transformed the movie into something that felt more like a hostage situation.
You having a good time?
Yes.
I didn't think it was possible, but the Safdie brothers managed to make a movie more stressful than good time. At every turn, Uncut Gems manages to escalate its frantically high stakes, which is what makes the ending so mwah! There's no denying that Howard is charming and talented, but that final bet he places on the semifinals basketball game is proof that Howard will never change. And then, well, you know.
It's been a rough few weeks, Murray. Ever since I killed those 3 Wall Street guys.
Joker finally attaining his lifelong dream of attending the Live with Murray Franklin show is the standout of the film. Abandoning the Arthur Fleck persona and embracing his new identity of Joker helps Arthur live out the moment he's played out in his head over and over. And Arthur believes this moment is his platform to televise his suicide. But the Joker has other plans. Uncomfortable silence and laughter only serve to elevate tensions, and then in a flash, a hyper-violent point-blank shot to Murray's face, which sets off a revolution in Gotham City that not only sees the birth of Joker, but also his arch-nemesis, Batman.
Funny, Ransom, you skipped the funeral, but you're early for the will reading.
Up your ass.
Very nice.
Ransom.
I gotta do this more often.
Knives Out threw us for a loop when we realized this wasn't a simple whodunit. We learned early on that this murder is actually a suicide, transforming a whodunit into a whydunit. And then having a heavy-sweatered Chris Evans explain how he attempted to frame Marta for the murder of his grandfather, only to call several audibles along the way was truly captivating. Only to have it culminate with one final attempted murder that doesn't quite go the way Chris's Ransom expects.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker. What the?
After coming off an epic war for the battle of the fate of the universe in Avengers Endgame, you can't help but wonder, how the hell is Marvel going to raise the stakes? And Spider-Man Far From Home answers perfectly, by making those stakes personal. Peter Parker is finally living out the life he's wanted with MJ at his side, and all is right in the world. Until J.K. Simmons, the one true J. Jonah Jameson, reveals breaking news that not only is Spider-Man responsible for the brutal murder of Mysterio, but also showcases footage of Mysterio revealing to the world that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Now that's how you do a cliffhanger.
Can I help you?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a long movie that uncharacteristically lacks a lot of the violence that Quentin Tarantino is known for, which is fine because the entire movie is so damn fun to watch, until we get to the time jump that sees Cliff and Rick return to LA after a stint in Italy, which happens to unfold the same night as the Manson family murder of Sharon Tate. But instead, the Manson family happens upon an acid-tripping stuntman and a washed-up star who keeps all his props. Tarantino then executes the biggest push-pull ever by showcasing one of his most hyper-violent scenes yet. The self-defense of Cliff is so over the top you can't help but laugh, and it all gets capped off perfectly when a margarita-drunk Rick jumps into his prop shed and pulls out his flamethrower to deal with a bloodthirsty murderer the only way he knows how. Dramatically.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whether you like superhero movies or not, there's no denying the cultural impact of the MCU. Audiences watch familiar heroes like Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Hulk reign supreme on the silver screen, while obscure characters like Guardians of the Galaxy quickly become household names. And it all built to this moment. After 21 films over the course of 11 years, the Infinity Saga all comes to a close with 2 final words.
Avengers!
Assemble.
And there you have it, IGN's best movie moments of 2019. What did we miss? What would you add? We'd love to see you mention it in the comments below. And for even more 2019 retrospectives, check out all of our best of 2019 coverage. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.